finally, again, I'm handing over to Luisa. Can we have a big cheer for our new president?
No, I'm fine with this. So, everyone, I am pleased to share to you our statement of this assembly. You can, if we go to the next slide, please, you can scan the QR code. Oh, thank you. You can scan the QR code and also check the statement. And I will have the pleasure, because that's my pleasure, to read it to you aloud, my dear colleagues. So, Bogota's statement of the 7th General Assembly of the OWSD. Preamble. As part of the 7th General Assembly of the Organization for Women in Science for the Developing World, OWSD, held from November 3rd to 7th in Bogota, Colombia, more than 180 women scientists from 50 countries across the Global South convened to articulate a shared vision for transforming global scientific systems. The assembly took place at a defining moment, one in which the urgency to confront entrenched inequities, structural imbalances, and systemic exclusion has become undeniable. Women scientists continue to face uneven access to opportunities, disparities in institutional support, and historical barriers that constrained their full participation and leadership in science, technology, and innovation. OWSD's trajectory demonstrates remarkable progress, expanding visibility, a presence in 58 countries, and a growing role as a unique global platform representing underprivileged contexts and multidisciplinary expertise. Yet, the organization also recognizes persistent gaps, fragmented communication, divergent chapter capacities, insufficient strategic advocacy, and limited integration into national decision-making ecosystems. These gaps weaken the global scientific landscape and restrict the transformative potential of women scientists whose leadership is essential for reimagining science in the 21st century. The Assembly affirms that increasing women's representation in leadership and decision-making is not symbolic. It is strategic, necessary, and urgent. For too long, global scientific systems have been shaped through male-dominant structures. The participation of women in strategic roles is indispensable for redefining priorities, expanding perspectives, and catalyzing a scientific revolution rooted in justice, diversity, and shared responsibility. The voices, experiences, and leadership of women scientists, particularly those from the Global South, must inform national agendas, regional strategies, and global policy frameworks. Consolidating OW's global influence requires strengthening internal governance, promoting transparency and accountability, and ensuring equitable development across national chapters. A cohesive, aligned, and strategically coordinated OWSD is essential to advancing scientific systems that are not only innovative, but socially responsive and globally inclusive. The Assembly emphasizes that scientific excellence must be grounded in humanity. Empathy, community engagement, and care, often undervalued, are in fact foundational drivers of relevance, innovation, and societal impact. These values are central to a scientific culture capable of addressing global challenges with purpose, responsibility, and commitment to the collective good. For these reasons, we call upon women scientists worldwide to continue shaping scientific ecosystems where care is not perceived as a gendered responsibility, but as an imperative for safeguarding humanity and ensuring a sustainable future. Actionable steps. Ooh. We are going to talk now about the steps that we're going to take towards that direction, right? To advance this vision, the Bogota Statement outlines 3 strategic areas of action that will guide OWSD collective efforts globally and regionally. It's important to mention that these steps are consolidated of all that we have talked during this week with Andres, also the workshops that we did. The first step is strategic partnerships. OWSD will strengthen and diversify its alliances to amplify the influence and visibility of women scientists in science diplomacy and policy leadership at national and global arenas. This entails consolidating cooperation among regions and national chapters, building mechanisms for interregional coordination, and engaging more assertively with multilateral agencies, academic networks, philanthropic organizations, and private sector actors. These partnerships will serve as engines for a stronger advocacy, greater representation in high-level global dialogues, and increased opportunities for women scientists to shape the policies, agendas, and systems that govern science and technology. The second activity or action is resource mobilization. OWSD commits to advancing coherent and sustainable strategies for mobilizing national and international resources across regions. This includes mapping funding opportunities, strengthening the capacity of national chapters to secure and manage resources, and fostering multi-country collaborative proposals. Diversification of funding through innovative mechanisms and strengths private sector engagement constitutes a strategic requirement for sustaining OWSD programs and equipping women scientists to drive initiatives that link local challenges with global scientific imperatives. And the third, and I think maybe one of the most important ones, is capacity building fund for scientific leadership. OWSD will expand capacity building initiatives designed to prepare women scientists for leadership roles in research, governance, and diplomacy. This includes training programs in key topics such as science policy, evidence-informed decision-making, science diplomacy, resource mobilization, strategic communication, and science entrepreneurship. Strengthening governance and leadership capacities within national chapters, promoting mentorship networks, and supporting women's ability to balance professional and personal responsibilities will remain central pillars of this effort. These initiatives establish a common framework for leadership development across the organization and regions, while also setting the expectations that each region and national chapter will adapt and implement capacity building efforts in ways that respond to their specific needs and contexts. Through these actions, OWSD aims to nurture a new generation of science leaders equipped to influence institutional cultures and drive systemic transformation at national, regional, and global levels. The Bogota Statement asserts that an inclusive global scientific community, one that values leadership and the perspectives of women, strengthens cooperation, deepens trust, and accelerates joint actions to tackle the intricate and interconnected challenges of our world today. Thank you.